up, guys? Adam here from HighRev, and today we're going to be cutting this Civic door up. Right now we're just trying to get everything cut up in the car to try to get the weight down as low as possible. We got to get a lot of that weight transferred to the front of the car, so you know, fuel cells coming out, or fuel tanks coming out, all the factory fuel system will be out of the car. So we'll be doing the fuel can, the fuel tank on the front, right here on the front, inside the fender on the front of the car. It'll be mounted right above the weight plate, and yeah. So I mean, guys, we're just slowly working towards this. So today we're going to be doing it's been raining for days here, days and days and days. So you know, I've got this little carport built to be able to keep the flow going on the car. So today we're going to be removing this door right here, and we're going to take the glass out. This will pretty much be the only piece of glass left in the car besides the hatch, and we'll get that pulled out as well. It's no big deal, it's just 4 bolts. So, but anyways, we'll get the mirror off, and then we'll get the inside of that door cut, and I'll show you what we're shooting for. Okay, so here's a door that's already been cut up, and this is what we're shooting for. This door is extremely light. So basically it's just a skin. You know, your doors are going to be somewhat floppy like this, but if you kind of keep, you know, everything folded in nicely, you know, you don't want to get too far into the skin because then it becomes extremely floppy. So you want to leave a little bit of that in the door so you can, you know, the door will still have a little bit of structure. And then when you want to get out, you just kind of push down on this right here, and it'll unlock, you know, it'll open the door. Same way here, you know, if you look right here, push down and it'll open the door. Building these drag cars, guys, it's a commitment. I mean, you know, and that's the thing. It's like a lot of people's like, well, I'm not going to cut my car up because if I want to run faster, I'll just make more power. It's not necessarily true, because there's even guys local here that have 800 horsepower Civics and they're getting smoked by 500 horsepower Civics. So, and it's just because they're cut up, you know, they got weight plates, their weight transfer is to the front of the car. You know, it just is what it is. It's power to weight ratio, but it's also at the same time a properly set up car. It's not always quite about power. It is nice to have all that power, but you don't necessarily have to have it. Again, guys, there's guys out here running crazy times with 500 plus horsepower Civics. So, and it's just because they're cut up, Lexan, the whole nine. So, them boys down in Florida and up in the Northeast, you know, them cars are cut up NA, and they're running with some dudes, man. Some high powered cars, and they're not even boosted. So open it up. Pop that pin out real quick. There we go. It's literally a little pin on the door here. This little pin right here, you'll go from underneath, and you'll beat it up, and it'll pop right up out of there. Take this off. Like that. Door there. There we go. Again, knee up against the door, pop it open, put your fingers in there, and the door will slide right off. Alright guys, now that we got the door off, again, I'm working on under a little 10 by 10 carport. It's raining, so my space is limited. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to get the top of the car cleaned off, get everything situated, and I think I may roll it backwards because I don't really want the dash to get super soaked, because there is, a lot of sponge-like material in there. So I don't want that to get super wet. Again, I don't want it to get wet. So I think what I'm going to do is push the car back. I don't care if water gets in there, because once we get it all cleaned out, I'm going to vacuum this thing out and literally give it a full Purple Power bath and get in there with my pressure washer and make it super, super clean inside, because we're going to paint the inside of this thing. So we want it to be as clean as we possibly can. It's a race car. It's not going to be, super shiny or anything like that. It's going to be matte black, and I'll put some decals and stuff on it to kind of give it some personality. And so I'm going to get this top cleaned off here real good, and then get it pushed back, get my sawhorses set up, and get the door on the sawhorses. Alright guys, we got everything set up here on the sawhorses. So I bought those little plastic sawhorses from Harbor Freight, and they seem to do pretty good. They hold a pretty good amount of weight, because I've had some pretty serious stuff on them. I did have a piece of plywood across the top, and I used that to build like my heads and all that stuff on. So they will hold some weight, because I've had like 4 or 5 heads stacked up on there. So they do pretty decent. This door is heavy, very heavy. That's why it's, if you're just building a race car, or you're just doing this to run some no prep racing or whatever, I highly recommend on doing this. So anyways, we got everything set up. We're ready to go. We're ready to get everything cut up. And yeah, so all we got to do now is just get in there, get all of the stuff out of here. Like, we're going to take all the linkage out, all the window linkage, the regulator, everything's coming out. Everything, window and all. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
Let's go back.
Okay guys, now we got that center section of the door out. This is where, you know, you don't want to get crazy and just zip it all the way around. This is where I kind of start cutting chunks out of the door. So I focus on a little spot, I get that out, move on to the little next spot until I get the door cleaned out the way I want it. This generally doesn't take a long time, guys. You can, once you get good at this, you could cut a door up in probably an hour, maybe if that, you know. So if you're, you know, but it doesn't matter how long it takes. We're trying to get it done and get it done correctly so we can move on to the next project of the build. So okay guys, you can kind of get the gist of what I'm doing now that I got it opened up. If you look, this is where I'm getting into the structural part of the car, or the door. So see, they've run a second layer of metal right here, and it's thicker than the top layer. So this stuff's pretty hard to cut, and you will go through some wheels, so you better be easy. So once I get all this here cut back, you know, I'm just taking little chips at it, you guys seeing right there. Then I'll be able to come back and get this all cut out right here. So small little chips, guys, but you can kind of see my line here. I went down here and I kind of run that line right there. Now I'll come back with a flat wheel and get all this smoothed out, and you know, to where it's not so sharp, and then we'll paint it and stuff. But it's the same thing goes for over here. That side right there is much harder than this side, because, you know, they had to strengthen the door up right here because over time, you know, it wants to sag, so they had to make it strong. So we're taking all that out, and so yeah, because of the time purposes of this video, I don't want it to get crazy, but yeah, just take small little chunks away, guys, just little chunks. So see, I got past this corner right here. Now I'm going to go to like right here and work on this area. Once that's out, I'll work on the next area all the way up till I'm up here. But you know, I'll get the finished product and show you guys, but I'll also show you how I get these out too. So all right guys, this is where things can get a little tricky. So this bar right here, we want it all the way out of the door. We don't just cut it out. I mean, we do have to make a cut, but I want it all the way out of the door. So with that being said, if you can see right here, this goes up under here, and there's 4 spot welds right here, okay? And you can see them. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm drilling these out, okay? Now, a lot of people will get the spot weld bits. I don't really care. I just drill them out. I mean, you're cutting the damn car up anyways. What does it matter if this looks perfectly good? So, you know, 4 little holes ain't gonna bother me. But here's what you got to do if you look right here. So when you're drilling this out, make sure you put a piece of metal back in behind there, because when this goes through, you don't want to mess up the other side of the door. So I've done that a bunch. So make sure you get you a piece of metal flat enough to go in there. That way when the drill bit punches through, it hits that and not the door. So yeah, I'm going to get these drilled out, and then we'll make one cut in the center, and we should be able to whack that out of there. And probably, I would say that bar probably weighs 15 pounds. And that's not even an exaggeration. 15 to 20 pounds at least. Alright guys, we got this all done. I took the flap disc and, you know, smoothed the edges out. Got the center bar out, of course. Now right here, I forgot to tell you, because I don't think I had to do this on my EK. So when that bar, it kind of comes up here, you guys can see where I cut right here. This is attached to the crash bar in the door. So I had to take this off. You guys can see where I heated up right there to get that bolt out. A little bit of heat goes a long ways. So anyways, yeah, I just took the latch out, and then I made a cut across there. And once I got these all drilled out, literally hit it a couple times with the sledge, the bar, not the door. Hit it a couple times with the sledge, and it broke it loose. I made a cut down the center, and basically what I did is where I was making my cut, I took my 5-in-1 knife, went under it like that to kind of pick up on there on the door. So I made sure I didn't cut through. You can see where I tapped it right there, but it didn't go through, so we're okay. And just be careful, guys. Take your time. This is not a race. It's not a race. You do that after the car's done. Take your time, make things how you want it, and things will come out pretty good. So anyway, so we're done with the door. We're going to put that back on, and then I think I'm going to move on to this rear quarter right here. Not in this video, in the next video. Move on to this quarter, but I got some stuff to clean up here on the B pillar. And yeah, we're shooting for that. So yeah, we're gonna clean this pillar up and start on that pillar there, and move on to the next thing. It would probably be the hatch, and take the rear glass out, and then it's time to start making our Lexan. Start cutting our windows and getting that stuff in. Pretty excited, guys, for the hatch. I really am. Coming out K-Series. It's going to be a pretty cool deal. So you guys just hang in there, follow the build, and we're going to go out and raise some hell with this thing. So as always, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Hey guys, if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and head over to our Facebook channel and give us a follow over there, where we have giveaways and full merch line.